world. Welcome to the Hotkeys podcast. This is a show where we talk about everything pop culture and random in the world. I'm your host, Mick, and today I'm joined by
Landon Browning,
Colby Chapman,
and David Parker.
It is
April 16th.
April 1/6.
2022.
No one expected that.
expected what? The date?
Yep.
No, we always expect the date.
No one
It's kind of a weird format, but I mean,
expected that.
we were expecting you to bring it up at this point in the show.
Tomorrow's Easter.
In the introduction.
Tomorrow is Easter.
What did you ask the Easter Bunny for, Mick?
An egg.
Christmas presents.
Just one?
One egg.
A giant egg. An ostrich egg.
Because I want to eat it.
Would you guys eat an ostrich egg?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
It tastes like a normal egg. It's just
You
giant.
don't know that.
I think it tastes better. I think they're supposed to be creamier.
I've heard they're better, but I don't know
But
that.
isn't that
You
like
haven't had
eating 50 eggs at once or something?
Oh, you don't eat it all by yourself. You share.
They're
It's
huge.
a feast. It's a feast.
New Friendsgiving this year?
Oh, can you imagine?
The ostrich egg feast. Where would someone like us get an ostrich egg?
From an
From an
ostrich.
ostrich.
From my guy, dude.
I mean, do you have an ostrich guy? Like,
I've got a guy.
I have an ostrich.
Yeah. I've seen it.
Just get it from the ostrich.
Mick has his racing setup.
Isn't
and then
it a
right next
guy?
to his ostrich pen. in his apartment.
Yep.
isn't it
I
a male
squeeze it
ostrich?
and it pops out. What?
Never mind.
I've heard they're like, you have to like the egg, like the shell is so hard, like it's so thick, you have to like chisel it to get it open.
Like a jackhammer, I think you have to use to
Yeah.
crack it open.
Like you're eating a coconut. Like you got to get the furry, hairy husk off of it first.
Egg.
That's such a funny scene.
Do you? Could we get an ostrich egg?
Dude, I bet we
Yes,
could get one.
you can get an ostrich egg.
But like, okay, but if you wanted to get an ostrich egg, like, how
I want
would
a
you start
fresh
doing
one.
that? Would you like Google?
I would
where
call-
to get an ostrich egg.
Colby's ostrich
Yeah,
guy,
you'd call my guy.
and I would say, hey, give me an egg. I asked the Easter Bunny for one.
Where
And then Colby's ostrich guy would call his
Easter
Easter
Bunny.
Bunny guy.
an ostrich egg?
You're acting like this is like impossible.
Yeah, you're acting like it's like the black market, dude.
I just don't think it's easy. That's all. I mean,
They have a section at Albertsons.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna go to Albertsons and get an ostrich egg.
ooh, this website, Fossil Farms Wild Natural Sustainable, has an ostrich egg fresh for $75.
How?
That's actually
How much does it
that's
weigh?
Cheaper than I thought.
Yeah, me too.
It doesn't say. It just says they have a slightly sweeter flavor and a fluffier texture when compared to chicken egg. They are the largest eggs laid by a bird. You will need a chisel and a hammer or drill to break the shell.
There you go.
One ostrich egg is approximately equal to 1.5 dozen chicken eggs. Okay, well, that's
Okay.
way less than I was thinking.
Let's get you 50. Let's get 2 of them.
And throw them at each other. Let's go
Friendsgiving.
egg someone.
Just beat someone to death with an ostrich. If you needed a chisel to get it open, you could. That's probably like you could. You
Yeah.
probably
Well,
kill
so
somebody.
if you're egging someone with an ostrich egg, you have to throw the egg at them. Then you have to throw them the chisel and the hammer.
Yeah. If we get 2 ostrich eggs, it's the equivalent of 3 dozen eggs. Okay.
Wow, that's some good math, Colby.
We can use the eggs to make
Another
like-
ostrich.
infinite
Smash
ostrich
them
eggs.
together.
glitch.
Like how is
What do you? Yeah. What do you want to do with these eggs?
I want to eat them, and I want to use like we're not going to eat 3 dozen worth of eggs.
You don't know that.
Yeah, dude, we can use it for like ingredients and other dishes, like brownies with ostrich eggs. I bet they're fluffier.
I feel like spending $75 though to get a
Make
dozen and a
brownies.
half
Like,
eggs is
We spent like
Yeah, but it's also the
$150
novelty
on
of
beef
you
Wellington.
eating
and by we I meant lamb,
a different
I
egg.
spent $150
than a chicken
on beef
egg.
Wellington.
and it sucked. So next, like we have to try
Whoa.
something else this year.
What?
I'm just kidding. It was really
That was delicious. Colby was like, I have to get rid of the mushroom paste though because I don't like mushrooms.
I'm allergic.
No, you're
aren't.
not. No
They're
one's
just-
allergic to mushrooms.
Yeah, they are.
Prove it.
Not you though.
No, they. Yeah, yeah.
Prove that
He said
anybody
I want to
on-
be allergic to.
Prove that anybody is allergic to mushrooms.
I bet we have a listener
Go.
that's allergic to mushrooms.
Ask them.
If you're
Listener
allergic to
64.
mushrooms, write into us.
Yeah.
I bet you're lying.
So Michael
DM
can berate you on air, apparently.
I don't particularly like mushrooms, but like if they're like,
They're disgusting.
I know, but like in that paste that was in there, that added some good flavor with the chestnut.
I love mushrooms.
Uh-uh.
Mushrooms are good.
They're vile, dude. They're a fungus.
You're a fungus.
No, they are literally a fungus.
Fungus piece of fungus.
Whatever.
Shut up.
Whatever. I'm going somewhere else for Friendsgiving this year.
Oh yeah, you have your other friend groups, so
Yeah.
you can just go hang out with one of them. You go hang out with your friend Riley.
Is this the new joke between you two?
Yeah.
Yeah, it all stemmed because one night, I think Landon asked me if I was going to be on PSN, and I was like, no, I'm going to go hang out with my friend Riley. So Landon, ever since then.
Well, I was like, well, I could go hang out with you and Riley. And
Yeah,
Colby
but you
like,
weren't
"No."
invited. You weren't invited.
I
So
know.
you can't invite yourself because that's not how that works.
How old is she?
It's a he,
Sure it is.
and he's 21. I grew up with him.
Sure you did.
Okay.
No boy has the name of Riley. Prove me wrong.
I
If
bet
you're
we
named
have,
Riley and you're a boy, write into us so Michael can berate
I'll
you
tell
on
you
air.
you're lying.
I bet we have a male listener named Riley who's allergic to mushrooms.
That I no.
I don't know.
I bet we do.
And he also has an ostrich guy? No.
No, I have the ostrich.
No.
guy.
No. Not true.
Whatever.
Not possible.
Whatever.
You're mad because you're wrong.
Yeah.
I bet my other friends would buy ostrich eggs with me.
I don't think I ever said I wouldn't buy ostrich eggs with you
Why do you guys bully me?
because it's fun.
You shaved.
It was mainly just Mick.
Who's Mick?
Yeah, Mick started this.
Hey Mick, did you watch Morbius recently?
You started this podcast hostile.
Yeah, you did. Have you watched Morbius recently?
I'm sick of the way that people go about their lives.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
I can't wait to edit this episode.
So we're going to do something a little bit differently this episode. We're going to talk about stuff that people have been watching. We're going to go through an entire list of just things that people have watched.
Oh my god!
So this is our watching section. Let's start off with Righteous Gemstones.
Who's been watching that?
I've been continually watching through Righteous Gemstones with Megan. We have one episode left in the first
Who's
season.
Megan?
My girlfriend.
You have a girlfriend?
Oh my god.
Does she sell ostrich eggs?
Is she allergic to mushrooms?
No.
Is her name Riley?
No.
3 red flags.
That show's funny. That show's like really funny.
Yeah.
Like,
You're almost done with season 1?
yeah.
Okay.
Like, there's like a scene in like the episode we watched that is like so funny. Like the what's his name? Danny McBride's character like is confessing to like something
with
bad
all
he
the
did.
families around.
But like,
and
he
yeah.
like incriminates all of his friends also without like getting
In front
like,
of all of the
their
wives.
family, like their wives and children, and then he like acts like it's like nothing, like not a big deal, and it's just so hilarious. Like,
Yeah, he's a very funny character in the show because even when he thinks he's like doing good things, it's like it's still really to serve himself more than other people.
Yeah.
'Cause in a sense, it screws over everybody else when in that scene because because he didn't like do as many bad things, I guess, in that particular moment that was caught on video.
there's Chad banging the prostitute. He's like, no, don't worry, he was the only one that did. Yeah, that's what I watch, and I've been watching a lot of South Park lately too.
You're
how's
on like
that?
season 20 or something.
Yeah, the show somehow is getting funnier, in my opinion.
Dude, I'm so far behind on South Park, but it's so funny.
Well, like it's getting like the show always was like one-off episodes. Like there was not much carryover. There'd be very vague carryover. Like season 19 and 20 have been like dedicated like full seasons arcs.
Well, Landon got to PC Principal, Colby.
Yes,
I love pissing.
the season with like the season with PC Principal where he's introduced and it's all about like PC culture and like the ads and stuff. It turns out it's like all ads. Like there's a scene.
Have you met Strong Woman yet?
No, but there's a scene where they like it turns out like they're trying to fight against ads taking over the world. That's what the whole plot is. And they have Jimmy. Jimmy's like in like he's like supposed to be like an integral, like he's all about integrity and like news.
Yeah.
He's like they have him like in doing like what I would imagine
It's like a
some
Turing
kind of
test,
scoop up-
kind
yeah,
of,
like
right?
a Turing test with this girl. And he comes out and he's like, does she know she's an ad? and it might be like the hardest I've laughed at the show. He's like, does she know? Like, and then like he falls, like, I don't know, like the plot, like the arc, like, and then the season I'm in currently is all about like internet trolls and like cyberbullying. But like, there's
have you learned? So I won't spoil it yet. Have you learned who the troll is?
I'm like, I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or wait, does it start where it tells you who it is?
It starts like at the end of like the first episode.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I love that it's just like it's kind of spoofing like he's supposed to be like a serial killer. You know what I mean? Like it's like the same. Like it's
but
just
it's him just like trolling people online. And
it's really. I think the hardest I've laughed in that season is like he trolls like the one Danish lady or something, and he's like going to the bar, and he's like super excited to see like she gets off Twitter or something. It's like, and she killed herself, and he's like, oh my god, what have I done? Like, yeah, South Park, you need to watch it, man.
Dude. The comedic value is undefeated. Like it's unmatched.
It's unmatched.
But the voices.
Have you guys seen
Grown Ups too?
Cool.
You should watch it, Mick.
Maybe someday.
You're not gonna watch it.
I promise you can get over the voices in the first couple episodes.
They become part of the comedic value.
Yeah.
After like the first like 4 episodes.
Also, some of the characters' voices start more high pitched and kind of annoying, and then they level out. Like even Kyle and Stan, the two like main characters, their voices kind of start a little more like. But by the time you get into the show, they really sound more just like child voices. Cartman still kind of has like an annoying voice.
You hate
Children
Cartman's
voices.
voice, right?
Which one's Cartman?
The bad.
Yeah, the fat antagonist.
I'm big bone.
No.
Who's that?
Oliver's supposed to be Cartman high. Oh shoot. My bad. I got him mixed up.
Oliver's Cartman.
Yeah, oops.
Anyway,
So I watched Morbius.
How bad was it?
It was really, really bad.
Nice.
But the
really
trailers
bad.
made it look so good.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the plot was like super generic. It felt like the kind of late '90s, early 2000s comic book movie that
we
didn't
moved
have,
past.
Yeah, like that we should be like done with like far by now. I mean, there was clearly like a lot of editing that was done to the movie. So maybe there's a better movie in there somewhere, but the movie that was released was just like choppy. It just felt like a series of events that were just like smushed together. Jared Leto actually, like, he wasn't bad in the movie. It was just boring. The plot was boring.
I heard the action was terrible.
The action was, again, it kind of goes back to that earlier time of like, there's like some fast stuff and then like a slow motion thing and then fast stuff and then and like in like a specific fight. Yeah. So the plot is Jared Leto's character. He has this like rare blood disease and he is a brilliant scientist. And I think he gets like a prestigious award for creating this synthetic blood, this fake blood that's used throughout the world. And it's a miracle, blah, blah, blah. And he somehow uses bat DNA to try to cure himself, and it kind of works, but then it also turns him into this living vampire.
What?
Which that's fairly close to the comics, and the Morbius character in the comics is a lot more interesting.
Isn't he a bad guy in the comics?
He's more of a villain. He starts off as a Spider-Man villain.
Okay.
Which is why Sony gets to make this movie.
Yes. And I think that honestly would have made the movie better if they lean into more of he is a villain instead of a more anti-hero, which there is some of that element because he's not a bad person in the comics, but like he becomes a vampire. So he's,
a monster.
a monster. He's doing
Monster, and he has to be killed.
He's doing vampire things.
Kill the freak.
He's a vampire doing vampire things.
But there's a lot of wasted potential in this movie. Matt Smith's character, same thing. He has the same blood disease.
Oh, classic.
He takes the same serum, but he turns into the evil
Full
guy.
evil. Evil Doctor Who.
Yeah. He's such a I feel like he's a really good actor, but he was just wasted.
Yeah, Matt.
I like Matt Smith a lot.
That's what this movie felt like. There was just wasted.
What else has Matt Smith been in? Because I don't know who that is off the name.
He was in The Crown. He was in
Doctor
Doctor
Who.
Who.
Okay.
He was
As
in Last
Doctor
Night in
Who.
Soho. Yeah, Last Night in Soho. I think he was in Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies or something, which I have not seen.
The big three.
Yeah.
I mean, he was honestly probably the best part of the movie, but it still felt like it just didn't fit.
Isn't it a vampire movie? I've heard it's a vampire movie with no blood, though. Like, there's no blood on screen. Like,
There's a lot of implied stuff because it's a PG-13 movie, but it's like these two
Sounds like the whole
these
storyline
two
is
vampire
based on
guys
blood.
running around New York, like slashing people's throats or biting people, and it's like, oh, I can hear the blood, I don't see the blood.
no thanks.
Yeah, movies are weird like that. Like,
There was
the
there was
ratings.
one scene in the movie that I thought was like genuinely good, where it was more of a horror film scene where you have
Horror.
so,
horror.
someone walking or running down a hallway, this nurse who's like freaked out, the lights are flickering, you don't know what's attacking her. I mean, you do know, but she doesn't know. And it really leaned into that like scary imagery of there's this vampire monster hunting people, but it was like one scene that lasted maybe 40 seconds. Everything else
How
was
long
like
is the movie?
it actually wasn't that long. I think it was like an hour and like 40 minutes or something, but it felt long.
That's not good.
It-
That's always a bad
It
sign.
really, like, I was like 10 minutes in, I was like, oh no, this is this is bad. Like, I'm just waiting for this movie to be over. What's his name? There's another actor that I like that same thing. It was just he was completely wasted in the movie. Not drunk, but like
Yeah, wasted
Not-
talent.
wasted talent. Jared Harris.
Oh, yeah. Jared Harris is great.
Yeah, same thing. Like, he was like, what was he doing in that movie?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you because he didn't do anything.
Yeah. Jared Harris is awesome.
Yeah.
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl and
Mad Men.
Mad Men. Yeah.
He's really good in the Sherlock Holmes.
Does he hang
movies.
himself in Morbius?
Oh, spoilers.
Does he hang himself in the?
He hangs himself in like everything I've seen him in.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Oh, does he?
Spoiler.
I mean, it happens at the very beginning of Chernobyl, so it's like.
Yeah.
And then Chernobyl's then played in like flashback, so he's in the show a lot. It's just at the very beginning you learn that he kills himself, and that he's eventually going to kill himself. So
Anyway, so I'm pretty sure what they did with the movie too is they used. Do you guys know what a temp score is?
did they leave the temp score in?
A temp score is when a person is making a movie and they say, here, use this pre-existing music either from other movies or, just music in general, and they put it over something that the director or producer is like, I want it to be in this scene or throughout the whole movie. And I'm pretty sure they did that with Hans Zimmer's score for the Batman movies, because there's a literal shot of Michael Morbius standing amongst bats, like allowing him to be like, I don't know, being more comfortable with
Enveloped
them.
with like
And the score is like almost exactly out of Batman Begins,
immersion
with
therapy.
like with
That's what
like
it's
with
called.
like the same imagery and everything. Which, I mean, if you're going to copy someone, you probably want to copy that, but it was like so obvious that
Hans Zimmer,
it
the
really,
best composer of all time.
it really just kind of like pulled me out of it, and it was
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
So there's two end credit scenes,
Two.
both terrible.
There's one with-
And I'm pretty sure they were reshot, because originally, if you'd watch the trailers, you'd probably have some inkling that Michael Keaton had a bigger part to play in the movie. He doesn't. There's
He's
like
in the trailer.
yeah, a lot. And in the movie, he is. So I'm spoiling this
Yeah.
movie,
No one.
by the way.
Yeah. No one.
I don't think anybody cares, but
Wait, I was gonna go see it tonight.
no, you aren't.
no.
So he kind of appears out of nowhere in a jail cell. So supposedly after everything that happened in Spider-Man Homecoming, he's still in prison. But then it takes what happened with No Way Home, and he's somehow sucked into the universe that Venom and Morbius take place in.
What?
Somehow. And then he is released from prison because in that universe, a random guy shows up in a prison cell that they don't know.
Oh.
And then that's like the first end credit scene. It goes to more credits, and then it cuts back to Michael Morbius driving in the desert, stops at some random place, and Michael Keaton's character in the Vulture costume somehow flies and meets him and is like, hey, we should do some good in the world. Let's team up, you and me. And then
So they're becoming like the Sanctimonious Six or something.
I honestly don't know. I don't know. I have a feeling too that this all takes place in the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man universe.
Oh, they're gonna do like a Sinister Six.
I think so, but it's just really confusing.
No.
and just
Didn't you hear?
Poorly,
They're gonna do good in the world, Landon.
poorly.
Good.
It's poorly put together, so I'm really confused about the whole thing. I don't even know if they know exactly what they're doing because it really comes across as like
We're gonna wing this one.
garbled together.
Just like we've winged all the other ones.
Yeah, so I don't recommend seeing Morbius because it was terrible. It was like one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
It did not look good to me when I saw trailers of them in the theater, so I wasn't going to see the movie because I thought it looked bad. So I'm glad to hear that it was a bad movie.
Yeah, and I like the character of Morbius. I think he could be a very interesting character with like interesting problems and stuff that he has to deal with, but they just made it so incredibly boring.
It's almost like they were just making the movie to set him up for further projects.
That's
right?
what it felt like.
Yeah.
And even then, it was just a bad job.
How's it done at the box office?
I don't think it's done very well.
I didn't want to see the movie, but have you guys heard of like the 4D theaters?
Yeah, with the D box.
Yeah.
Which call me?
Morbius was like the only thing showing at this 4D theater in Seattle when I was there a couple weekends ago, and so we almost saw it, but just decided to spend our time a different.
Are those the ones where they?
I think they like pump like.
Is it
fog
smells
and
and then there's
smells.
like the seats move and stuff?
Yeah, the
think
seats
so.
the seats move, smells.
That sounds terrible. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds horrible.
Yeah,
I would no.
it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. If you have to do that to like immerse your audience, your movie sucks.
Yeah.
A movie should like do that on its own
Yeah.
without like
What, unprompted?
spraying
Yeah.
stuff at you or like moving you around.
Yeah.
Like if you want that experience, that's fine. But like clearly movies try to bank off of like, oh, make sure you see it in this format because otherwise it sucks.
This is kind of on topic, but people and
We have a script that we stick
don't
to, so I'd
agree.
appreciate it if you like stay like really on topic.
I agree that like I don't think that's needed in like that 4D experience, but that argument is what people used for like sound and color in movies at a time. So like when sound entered the film, people are like, oh, like why would your movie need sound? Like you're trying to like put
Silent
something in there
films
that
are
it's not
objectively
needed.
better.
And it almost is like so different that it is not considered the same as a film, and it's like a gimmick. And then color, the kind of the same thing happened too, where they're like why would you have color in the film that like ruins the experience? So I don't think 4D is going to become the way of like color.
Are you saying
or
I'm one of those
sound.
people that's holding the movie industry back by saying
You're holding 4D
No.
back from becoming the new norm that we all want
Is that
and
what you're
need
saying? Is that what
in
you're
art
saying?
in this artistic
Is that
medium.
really what you're trying to say, Dave?
Yep, that's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I disagree with you.
I've never been
Sounds
to a
good.
4D
Sounds
movie.
like a good movie. Nick.
Disclaimer.
Yeah. So I guess staying on the Marvel train, Colby, you started watching Falcon and Winter Soldier.
No.
Okay. I started this free month trial of YouTube Premium, and it's really cool. There's no ads. I can lock my phone and still listen to stuff, which apparently you can do with Android somehow, but Apple's better. So, crushing that argument because Apple,
With ease, yeah.
so anyway.
You've liked using YouTube Premium though. Are there things that you can watch on there that people don't have access to, like certain kind of shows or stuff? Or
I don't know.
I feel like,
Dude,
I feel
what?
like, yes.
Kidding me, man?
I don't know if this is true or
This is
not.
your topic, man. You don't know anything about it. Like,
I don't know if this is true or not, but you know how like sometimes if you just Google a movie title and then like you can hit like watch or something, and it shows like what it's streamed on and like what subscriptions you need. I feel like some of them say YouTube Premium. I don't know if that's true or not.
I mean, you can watch movies. I don't know if you still have to pay for the movie though. Some movies though are like free but with ads. So I'm assuming those movies would just be a movie without ads.
Okay.
But I don't know. You might still have to pay because I think there's a difference between YouTube Premium and like whatever the
YouTube
other
Premium Plus.
probably because everything has a plus now because that's how the world works. Pluses.
Are you anti-plus?
I hate pluses.
Are you minus?
I would much rather have division in the world. No, I don't know.
Dude, what are you?
I don't know.
I sounded like
Colby threw me off with his stupid joke about like, nah, I haven't been watching Falcon.
yeah. So I've been watching.
No one cares.
Falcon
We
and
talked
Winter
about that
Soldier.
show like a long time ago.
Wait, actually, have you? Oh, you
Yeah, I'm
have?
3 episodes in.
Oh my! Wow.
I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but
Yes, we've all watched. it.
Falcon and Winter Soldier. What TV channel is this on, Colby?
On something with a plus.
Mick hates it.
Disney minus.
Do you like it so far?
Yeah. So far, it's all right. I don't.
What's happened in episode 3?
I don't know. I didn't really watch it. I'm just kidding.
Dude, what? Oh my god, I can't.
They have a new Captain America.
I know.
Okay. You know what? You know what? You know what? Has anybody else been watching anything?
Why aren't you liking the show?
I don't know. I don't really. Well, I guess like Falcon and Bucky have never been like standout characters for me, like in the Marvel universe. I don't know. So like, it's hard for me to want to follow like their story after.
I mean, I agree. I didn't really like the show that much because I've never really liked the Falcon character that much. I like Bucky more, but
I'm more attached to Bucky.
I feel like
and
it
his
was
story.
like it didn't.
I don't know.
At
It
least
also
the villains were really good in the show.
okay. I feel like
That terrorist lady was really
Her
compelling.
name was Plus.
Yeah, she was really compelling. So.
I don't know. I feel like it didn't live up.
She was in Solo.
It didn't live up to like how WandaVision was.
Solo Plus. What?
Okay. It didn't live up to like how good WandaVision was.
No, yeah, WandaVision and now, in my opinion, Moon Knight has set like a very high bar for like what these Marvel shows could be like. And I would say like
Hawkeye,
I think should be in that.
Do you guys like Loki or no?
Loki was weird. It was okay.
I liked it at first, and then it lost me.
Loki and Falcon and Winter Soldier, I kind of think have the like same sort of like
Flaws?
same sort of flaws in a sense, but also they have enough moments that I like in the show that were memorable, that I enjoyed, and then the main characters themselves, I liked in both of those shows. I think some of the supporting cast that rounds them out isn't as strong, and kind of like Landon was saying, like villains that you deal with in Loki and villains that you deal with in Falcon and Winter Soldier are sort of weak, I would say. Loki's issue. Have you seen Loki yet?
No.
Okay, I won't talk about its issue then. But
We can talk about it in about 6 months.
yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think there's some good moments, but overall, it was just kind of a meh sort of show. But there were some scenes that I think were particularly good or particularly strong. So
Yeah. I still enjoy the show, but I don't know.
Cool.
We'll see.
Well, I'm glad you're, at least catching up.
I'm trying to. For a while, they were putting out more shows than I could able to keep up with.
You're a very busy young man, Colby.
I am. Thank you for saying that.
Are you gonna watch Obi-Wan
I
when
mean,
it comes out?
when does it come out?
May 27th,
I mean, I'm sure I will at some point.
like a year.
Like I said,
after.
I don't know, though. I don't know, though, 'cause,
very
like-
busy young man.
Because I've watched Mando when that comes out.
So you'll
Sometimes
probably
some
watch
things I just prioritize.
You didn't watch Boba Fett though, did you?
at all? No.
You probably should watch Boba Fett.
Before Obi-Wan,
I mean,
No.
no, but like you should just watch it.
because it has Mando implications, right?
Yes.
yes, because that's the reason for anything, Colby. The Mando
Yes.
implication.
That's why you should watch.
I love that
Moon
episode of
Knight, too.
Always Sunny. The Mando implication.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. See what happens. See how much time I have.
Cool.
Yeah. You've been liking? Was it Moonlight?
The best picture goes to Moonlight.
I mean, La La Land. I mean, Moonlight. Moon Knight
Moon Knight.
with a K. It's another Marvel show with Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, I knew that.
No, you didn't. And in my opinion, I think it's the best one so far. I don't know. Have you guys been watching it?
I'm 2 episodes.
Yep.
I'm 1 episode behind.
Shut up.
I'm not caught up.
Okay. Dave, have you...
No,
You're doing a weird thing where you're like an Amish person now. So
No.
I don't know why you're
Careful.
why you're even here.
Okay,
The
during
Amish people won't hear this.
They're
What are you
listening.
talking- They won't hear.
during the month.
Just like Colby's girlfriend.
Are we gonna take shots?
Oh,
we can go back and
it's
forth.
getting real. Colby has some dirt on you.
No, I'm not really watching TV during the month of April.
Not really
so
watching TV? What does not really watching TV mean?
It's not just that though. Like you're not playing.
I'm not
video
playing games either.
You're not doing
or
anything fun
even like
anymore.
or even like talking to us outside of the podcast.
You won't even like play
Oh,
Lego Star Wars with me.
Well, Lego Star Wars
can't do
does not have
anyway.
online or
If you weren't doing this, they would have
Co-op.
put multiplayer in Lego Star Wars.
It
This is
is
all your
true.
fault.
Yeah, you won't, but like you won't even like get on PSN and join our party and like do like clean or something around the house.
No, I still clean. I still clean around the house.
Yeah, but you don't do it in a party. Like I want to talk to you, Dave. I
Bree
consider
took
you
the
a friend.
PS5 away. Okay, she took it away.
I consider you a
No,
buddy,
no,
Dave.
I wanted to focus on a couple things. I wanted to focus on reading for this month and on foreign languages. So,
How about you focus on us next month?
maybe I will.
since you're leaving us, since you're abandoning us, you're abandoning your flock.
Goodbye, my children.
It's time for us to leave the nest, Landon.
Which one of you falls out of the nest and dies instantly?
Will. He's not here to defend himself.
The nest is his housemates. He can't.
His
leave.
roommates.
Stop.
He can't leave.
I don't call them housemates.
So that's why I have not seen Moon Knight.
Or Morbius.
That's why I haven't
Especially
seen Morbius.
Yes.
Nope.
Yeah. I was gonna say if you wanna say something, just say it.
No, I don't want to steal your thunder.
Okay. Well, speaking of the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, I bought it and I've been playing it.
How is it?
It's fun, but I think maybe it's just because I've always played Lego games like this, but I'm missing playing it with somebody.
Dang.
Who would you play it with?
I would play it with you.
Oh,
Play with me.
Colby does live like 3 seconds away from you. He could totally.
But
come
he
over.
And I can bring
has
over
no
measuring
He has no
cups.
free time.
Oh
He has
yeah,
no
I
free
forgot.
time.
He's a busy young
Yeah,
man.
he's a busy
Very,
guy.
very.
He plays Lego Star Wars with his other friends.
Yeah, he plays Riley.
Dude, stop name dropping him.
Dude, she plays video games.
It's okay.
It's probably like the best Lego game though, as far as like graphics and just like the mechanics of the game. I haven't played a Lego game in a while, but I think it's like one of the ones that have done something different where previous Lego games are more like above the scene and it kind of splits off in screen if you like go far away from the other person. But this is like a third person action game. So like a third person shooter or third person lightsaber game. So I think it's different to the other games in that aspect, but it has all 9 episodes of Star Wars. I started with A New Hope, and I think I'm just going to play through it in release order because I think you could choose like either starting at episode 1, 4, or 7.
Okay.
Is there one level or 2 levels in the episode 8 section? There's like the ship level and then the
Gosh, that's going to be boring.
there's the ship
probably-
there's the ship chase
Casino,
level
the
and then there's the
casino, man,
casino
the
level
casino.
and that's it.
Yeah.
You're going to be flying the ship straight in a line.
That movie sucks.
There's the level where at the very beginning Luke throws the lightsaber and then the level's over. There's the level at the end where
Stop.
they're on Salthoth.
Please stop.
Salt off. Actually, I'm mad now.
Yeah.
What is your favorite Lego game?
Of all time?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Let me get the title right.
it's probably got to be like the earlier Lego. I mean, maybe it's just because I have the memories playing with you. But probably the earlier Star Wars Lego ones.
I think those are the ones I've played. I played the the first two Lego Star Wars, like the prequel ones, and then the whatever the original trilogy. Those are the two I played, and I played a couple of the Indiana Jones ones.
Indiana Jones: The Original Adventures.
Yeah,
I've heard the Harry Potter ones are actually really fun
That's
too.
my favorite.
My favorite, I think, is the Lord of the Rings Lego.
Oh, that one.
Mick and I played that one together, and you go through all 3 movies, and it's kind of like semi-open world, where like
your hub is basically Middle Earth.
Your hub is Middle Earth, yeah, but you still go into levels.
You
and do the
walk
levels.
walk to the next level,
and you can. There's like mini missions and stuff and things you can do, and you can unlock characters inside that hub. But I loved that game. That one I think is probably my favorite. The Lego Hobbit is kind of similar, but the levels themselves are Hobbit levels, not Lord of the Rings levels. So
you're smaller.
No, I mean it's stories from the Hobbit, so I like the stories from the Lord of the Rings.
I want them to make a Lego Game of Thrones. But I want it to be like
Ned's head just rolling.
Yeah. Spoilers. Yeah.
That's okay. That happens like halfway part through the.
Can you imagine
book,
all they make it like, clearly probably wouldn't be rated M because it'd be Legos, but like what if they made it like over the top, like the Viper versus Mountain fight? Lego form.
He's trying to poke the eyes out, but the head just pops off.
Yeah. I was listening to a podcast. They were talking about it's like a nostalgia when they're going through like the first season of Game of Thrones. They're doing like all the seasons. Like I was listening to them talk about it, I'm like, oh man, that show was so good until it wasn't.
You know what I find crazy about that?
I started getting angry.
The fact that you listen to podcasts, but you don't listen to ours.
Yeah, wait a minute.
What was this other podcast called? Plus? Podcast Plus?
Hotkeys Plus.
Yeah, I listen to Hotkeys Plus. Which you can too if you subscribe to Patreon.
But yeah, it's just as fun as the other Lego games. It has the same humor, which I feel like the Lego games like really understand humor that's good for kids and adults. It kind of reminds me.
They know their audience.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like the Looney Tunes humor where kids and adults can enjoy it, but it's not stupid humor or it's not like completely raunchy.
Well, some of it's stupid, but like stupid humor is sometimes good. And
well, I mean, stupid humor in terms of like a kid, like a little kid's TV show, like that type of humor. No, it definitely has like stupid, like slapstick humor that I think is funny for all ages. But yeah, I mean, so far I'm enjoying the game. I miss playing with Dave.
Damn, that's crazy.
Thanks.
Play with me, Mick.
Will you?
Yeah, play with you.
Thanks, Colby.
Colby's going to take time out of his extremely busy schedule.
Colby goes over to Mick's apartment, sits in his bedroom next to
the ostrich.
Next to the ostrich egg.
You can sit on the ostrich.
Yeah, in Michael's like racing rig, right next to the foot of his bed, and then you guys can look at his monitor and play together.
How has the racing
you got to get over this. All the setup in the bedroom.
Yeah, I can't get away. Like, what else do you want me to do?
I want you to build the rig.
You should set it up in your garage.
Yeah.
No,
because then it's more like a real car. Like, it's like,
where am I going to park my car?
There's other places for that.
Yeah, that's not my
I'll
problem.
use Colby's garage.
No.
Sorry, what? Someone asked something.
How's your racing going? Like, how's it?
Oh, it's fine. I do need to like get the rig though.
Oh.
No.
I mean, in terms of like playing the game, it's fun, but like it literally shakes my whole desk and like moves everything around. So I'm not getting like good muscle memory when I'm playing. So I need something a little more stable, but
Just bolt it down to your desk.
it is.
Oh.
The whole desk moves.
Just bolt your desk
Colby.
down to the floor.
Yeah, get some
It is. And super glued. Colby.
Oh.
Super glued plus.
Drive better. It won't get it crashes.
Hey.
So when are you buying the rig? When's that stuff?
Probably in the next week
Well,
or
didn't
something.
you already buy it, sort of? And then...
Well,
Oh.
okay. So I was looking
no.
online.
The truth comes out.
I mean, because some of the rigs are like pretty expensive for just like being some metal tubes. And I was like, well, if I can find something cheaper that still works just as well, I'll do that. And I was looking online of like, oh, here's some blueprints for some PVC stuff. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And it like it looks good. It looks, official. And I was like, oh, I'll just do that. And so I was at the store buying everything, and like I was looking at the price. And I'm like, man, this is coming out to be like almost as much as like some of the metal ones out there. And so I returned everything the next day.
Nice.
Because if I'm going to spend that much, I might as well like save up a little bit more and just get something that's actually official and nicer.
And what, like, my rig, what is it like? Does it look like a car? Like what?
So it basically is like a seat and like metal tubes that go like forward and up to hold the steering wheel, and like platforms to hold the pedals, and like a platform to hold like a stick shift.
So it's like a frame kind of. It's like a go-kart without any of the
basically
components.
Without wheels, engine, doors, or anything.
Well, you can put wheels on there. Like you should. You should consider
I think I've said before. Like I saw this one where clearly this guy was like a mechanic and he knew what he was doing, but he built something for his kid where he basically cut a car in half, so like down the middle, put half of the car in this kid's bedroom, and then inside the car, like inside the shell, was like everything, like the steering wheel, pedals, and everything. So this kid goes to his racing rig, opens the door, and sits down and closes it, and there's like a little key that like the dad like engineered to like start the TV, and
he doesn't even have push to start,
and the PlayStation 5 and like that, or the PC or whatever. Like there's like tons of levels that you could go to like make
How far are you gonna go, man?
Are you gonna do that?
I'm gonna do that. But like some have like motion control where you can like your seat has motion on it and it like
oh my God,
moves around, and like some setups are like insane.
I think you should build
spend
almost
like thousands and thousands of dollars,
almost like a VR rig. So like you get the rig, you put wheels on it, you put a motor on it so that it matches like the movements that you do, and then it actually moves in the space of the game. But then you wear like a mask or something so that you're seeing this, but so you're actually moving and following in the movements that you're doing in the game in real life in this cart.
Are you saying just get a go-kart and drive around with a VR headset on?
No,
what you're saying?
No. No,
you're saying get something and drive around in actual space that matches up with the video game?
Yeah.
You want me to get a go-kart and just drive around?
No, I want you to make a VR
headset on,
racing rig that you can take outside and
drive around.
Yep.
You're stupid. I don't want to play Lego games with you anymore.
No, that's okay. You have
play them with me.
But no, it's fun. It's just like it is one of those things that you kind of have to go that extra mile to like just make it more immersive, because it really is like I'm at a desk, I'm playing with a steering wheel. That's how it feels.
I feel like this could just
spiral.
Imagine, like you're like Nick wakes up and he puts his racing helmet on, like gets his like racing suit on. He's like, time to go to work.
It is funny. Like some of the rigs that I've seen online for sale, like there'll be the like model like sitting in the seat with a helmet on. Like what? Why would you need that?
But we'll get there.
Some people.
You're like, I'm just sitting in my rig.
Maybe they know. Maybe they know,
like,
and I don't. But no, you can. I think you can like really go over the top of it.
I like show up to Mick's apartment, like his rig's like knocked over. He's like, yeah, I got in a big wreck.
Why haven't you been playing for the past few days? Oh, gas prices are so
high.
Gotta
take it to the shop. Yeah. Haven't got oil change in a while. It's misaligned.
Yeah. I do like the idea of like a VR headset though over like a triple screen, because it just, I think Dave was saying this a few episodes ago, but it's like it's cheaper. It's like in terms of like being immersed in it, it's probably the best way to go.
Plus, it can kind of feel like you're wearing a racing helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, it's been going well though. It's fun. It's a fun time.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, cool.
It is. You should get one.
Yeah, Landon,
I don't.
Get one.
I don't know.
Get one, Landon.
Do it.
I don't think I really like racing games enough.
Get the Racing Wheel Plus.
The thing is I actually like already kind of hate driving, so I don't think I would drive for fun.
Yeah, but like with this, you can like really drive how you want to drive.
That is true. Yeah.
Like, oh, this guy
like a maniac.
Like,
like
cut me
Sonic.
off. I'm gonna go ram him and shove him into the wall.
I can drive like the like this one person I saw drive in Vegas, like just weaving in and out of
Oh
cars,
my
like
God.
100 miles an hour, like crazy.
I don't want to talk about that. That's scary. That's really
Crazy.
scary.
Based on the description, you might think they were driving, like a 2019 Corvette or something, but nope. Nope, just a family-friendly Nissan Sentra.
I don't know.
It would have been a Hyundai Elantra.
Okay.
Oh, correct.
How much is the rig gonna cost? Like I asked, like what's the dollar amount? Like the metal rig.
So for the PVC, it was gonna be around 240.
Okay.
The one that I'm probably gonna get is around like 280,
Oh yeah, totally go with
290
yeah.
or something. So yeah, I was at that point where it's like it just doesn't make sense to.
Oh yeah, PVC sturdy, but not like metal. Like
Yeah.
Mick's not telling us it's like 8 payments of 280.
Over the course of
36 months.
Yeah. He's like, I did Afterpay, so
I've seen some though that are like, oh, it's like it's $1,000 or
oh my god.
it's oh, you want the motion seat thumper thing? It's $2,400. Like you can really like throw tons of money at this hobby, but
Yeah.
I'm not there.
not yet.
I
I'm
Not
getting
yet.
there, but I'm not there.
I'm
yet.
almost there.
I think Legos are going to become my like
Your vice.
hobby that I spend like unreasonable amounts of money on.
I have a friend that I went to high school with.
Riley?
Nope. His name is Justin. I worked at McDonald's with
Her
him.
name?
Good.
Just
He probably has $10,000 worth of Legos, like at least.
Oh, so
could
he's
buy a
an
nice
amateur.
rig,
Is that what you're saying?
A nice racing.
Yeah.
sim. I mean, friend of the show, Josh and Crystal. I don't know if you guys have been. I think you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome.
They have a very, very big selection of Legos that they've bought over the years. And their setup is nice.
Mhm.
It's
Their
all
setup
on
is
display.
amazing. Their setup is amazing.
Yeah, they definitely have lots of cool Legos. Legos are fun. I mean, you're not wrong. Like it's a fun hobby to get into
You guys should go over and play dodgeball in that room.
with a Lego dodgeball.
Oh my god! No,
Wow.
with the-
Wow.
no, you'd want to do it with an
Okay.
ostrich egg.
Yeah. And
I think I'd rather get hit
and a hammer.
in the face with an ostrich egg than a Lego dodgeball.
Depends on if it's hollow or not.
It's not.
Wait, the
imagine
dodgeball
the
or
Lego
the egg?
The Lego dodgeball is full of.
What came first, the
yolk
Lego
from an
dodgeball
ostrich.
or the ostrich?
Oh,
Or the egg.
it's just seeping out through the crack. Yeah.
Yuck.
That's why
I want to. Yeah. Lego.
I put leak lock on every piece of Lego.
What are you gonna buy next for Legos?
So next, I'm going back and forth. There's the Lego globe,
Oh,
The globe is
and then
Epic.
there's also the map of the world,
that one's sick.
which is like 11,000 pieces.
Yeah.
It's like a paint by numbers though, but like it's like a picture frame, like you hang on the wall. You can do like, so like I'm going back and forth between those, and then I'm probably gonna buy the Millennium Falcon, like the big one.
Yeah,
Oh.
the big one.
Yeah.
It came. It finally came.
Like I don't know, I don't buy too many just like dumb. Like not that it's dumb.
You
But
should-
just a
You should go over to the West Side and buy it in person.
Well, you're
I feel
not
like it'd
buying
make it
video
way
games
better.
anymore, so
really no.
That's because he spent thousands of dollars on video games he'll never play.
Yes. I think my video game spending is going to be down to like 1 to 2 video games a year, probably, if that.
I feel like I really don't buy that many video games.
Yeah,
I don't
kinda
either.
done.
well, we get all those free ones from PlayStation Plus. So
Plus.
Yeah,
Will's
Landon
not
buys
here
2
to-
games a year. He
to
buys.
defend that.
He
Oh yeah,
buys
where
the
is
new Call
Will?
of Duty and the new NBA 2K.
On Black Friday.
Because like I'm thinking
Will's in
ahead.
San Jose.
Yeah, did we
playing
say
video
where Will
games.
was?
Oh, Will's not here.
I mentioned he wasn't here to defend himself earlier when I roasted him, but we never said that he was.
He's at a Smash Bros tournament.
Yep.
San
Smashing
Jose.
Bros.
And
Plus.
huh.
But no, like I'm looking through the rest of the year. Like, okay, there's Hogwarts Legacy and
I feel like that one's
and
gonna get
Gotham
put-
Knights.
I feel like Hogwarts is going to get pushed to next year. I have like a suspicion.
no, it won't. It won't get pushed.
I have a
Dumbledore
suspicion.
told me that it wasn't going to get pushed.
Persevere, Harry. No, I hope it won't.
Like, cause it's like one of those. It's like holiday this year, and I'm like, I bet it gets pushed to spring.
I feel like it won't because video games get pushed multiple times all the time, but it already got pushed, so it won't get pushed again.
Yeah, because that never happens.
So if it comes out this year, Hogwarts Legacy and Gotham Knights, like those are the two that I'm like, those look fun. But I feel like there's video games that come out every month that a lot of people just buy, and I'm just I don't do that.
Like, I don't have enough time anymore. I'm not quite as busy as Colby.
Not quite. Almost.
But I'm almost there.
Almost.
How busy is Riley?
He's probably pretty.
He's busy with
guy.
Colby like every night.
No, we don't hang out that often.
What does she do for a living?
He is going to school right now to be an accountant. You believe?
That's kind of stupid.
I don't care.
I'm kidding. Do you want me to be an accountant, Colby? Would you hang out with me if I was an accountant?
Would you let Landon hang out with Riley if Landon was an
If
accountant?
I was an accountant?
Is it because Landon's a stupid blue collar worker? He just he dummy dumb
I'm a
works
dummy,
with his meat
dummy,
hands.
dumb meat brain. My
Yeah.
meat hands, are just,
Yeah.
So now that we're done with talking about things that we've been watching, we're going to go on to...
Why do you do this? Why do you do this?
Because I'm the host.
Why do you do this?
I'm the host. B.
This is a better transition than speaking of, and then say something completely random. Which you've never done before.
Of course I haven't.
Mick just shot daggers at Colby.
Literally, I have a gun that shoots daggers.
Yeah.
Listen. Did you hear it?
Add sound effects save.
Okay.
So you think life is a simulation, huh?
No.
Is that what you think?
I don't, dude, at this point, I don't know. Like,
Do you want me to punch you in your arm to prove that it's not a simulation?
I've been hurt in my dreams before. I've been hurt in
This isn't a
different...
dream.
I don't know
Is it
that.
really a dream if all of it is a simulation? Like, isn't all of it then?
I don't know, dude. Like,
Doesn't a simulation have to be compared to something that's reality? What is reality?
I feel like we're all just all in like somebody's Sims 4 game.
Are we just all in Disney Plus?
Sims Plus.
I don't know, dude. Like, I had this weird thing. It happens to me frequently, and it happened to me this morning. I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but
You do know. Dave said it does.
okay. So I think this happens to Dave. I don't know about anybody else.
I mean, if you're going to tell a story, tell it truthfully.
Oh my gosh.
Go
But
ahead.
so like at random points in my life,
Yeah.
I get like a weird feeling, and like I tell myself I'm going to remember this, right? And it's something just like insignificant, and I have an example. So like today before the podcast, I'm sitting in my car in the Starbucks drive-thru, and like randomly I just got like this feeling, and I was like, I've had this feeling before. So then I
What feeling?
I can't describe it.
Like just that's the feeling.
Sometimes.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's almost like deja vu, but it happened. Like that kind of
So
feeling.
you're remembering a feeling, just not the circumstances of the feeling.
What? So I get this feeling, and
I feel like I'm losing brain cells.
no. Like this is like a real thing, and like I just randomly like
Is it?
think back to that point in time. So this morning I'm in the drive-thru, 21 years old, and I think back
No one cares how old.
to when I was 7 years old, and like in
saying,
like
like-
the
like-
library at my elementary school. Like, and I remember myself saying like I'm gonna remember this.
I'm going to go to coffee when I'm 21 at a Starbucks.
No, like you're not taking this seriously. Like this, like it's like deja vu, but it happened. It really happened.
So wait. So you're saying when you were 7 in the library at school,
It's
you had a feeling,
kind of. It's almost like
and then today you had that same feeling, which reminded you of the time you were in the library.
yes. It's
So
weird. It's
it's
almost like I'm like
It's some like
It's like a
feeling or
hypersensitive
abstract
feeling.
thought or something that you had when you were younger that you had today.
and it triggers like a very specific memory.
So like,
And
it's like, so you getting coffee today is like linked.
Somehow
to-
it
somehow, but you don't know what linked it.
it sounds like it sounds stupid to say it this way, but it maybe this will put it into words better. Like it's almost like telepathically this morning, like I was connected to like 7-year-old Colby. You know what I mean? Like because like I know it sounds silly, but like if you've felt it before, you would know what I'm talking about.
Okay, you're special.
This is something.
This is cool.
This is something
the thing.
that I too have experienced. It's hard to explain what the feeling is. And before we recorded, as Michael indicated, we did talk about this a little bit because we try to prepare the things we're going to talk about on the show before we start recording.
Yeah, and Dave and I started talking about it, and I was like, well, we should save this for the show. And then so I was trying to make it organic, and Mick just was like, yeah, no, we're not going to.
Well, I hope you learned your lesson of like not talking about things before the show.
Yeah,
before we start recording.
I'm sorry, Mick. Okay, I've learned a lesson.
But
go on,
This
Dave.
is really
I have-
this is a really interesting thing.
I feel like
I can't tell if Landon's being sincere because earlier he called me like special and like I think there was a different word he wanted to say, but like I wasn't sure.
You are special, but it is.
And like now he's sounding genuine, but I still don't believe
it
him.
is interesting.
Like,
I just like
You can
I
be
just like
special, and
messing
he
with
can be
you.
genuine at the same time.
I don't believe that.
I don't think it's not like that crazy of a thing to feel or go through.
It's not just though remembering a memory. That's not what it is. It's a completely
it's not a memory.
different
I didn't say
kind
it
of
was.
feeling.
I didn't say it was.
No, and it's like rare. It's not like I can think back to like a memory, like a random memory I have of like us in Vegas or something like that. But like,
Oh, thanks.
dude.
but like it's just a random point in time where I knew that at some point later in my life I was going to remember it, and it was totally meaningless.
I guess you're saying it. You're saying remember it. What is it?
Like the feeling / like memory of me just being like I'm going to remember this.
Like that moment?
I don't, Dave.
It's not just the moment. It's your thoughts and your feelings and everything inside you. It's not just remembering a moment. It's like being teleported or transported to that moment again, and everything you felt and thought and the way you were in that moment, you are remembering all of that, and it all comes back in one single moment, like 20 years later.
It's overwhelming,
and it's really weird feeling.
It's a super weird feeling, and it's like everything, like the weather today. Like that's part of what made me like think of it. I think is like the weather today. It's cloudy. It's kind of cold.
So sometimes the same circumstances of your life leads you to feel the same way years apart.
That's a really reductionist way to put what we're trying to
there's
explain.
There's so much more to it.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to explain it. Can you, is there anything else, Dave? Like, because I think you're probably the only one else that's felt this before.
Because I'm not saying I haven't had those type of feelings before. I don't think it's like that like extreme or otherworldly to go through something like that. Because I think I've had that feeling before.
Well, then maybe you haven't.
I'm trying to say that you're not as special as you're saying that you are.
I'm not claiming
So
to be
you could
special.
just shut your mouth.
Well, see, the fact that you're describing it that way,
Colby
Mick,
Plus.
makes me think that you have not experienced this because it
it was a joke.
It does feel.
I was joking.
Okay.
It feels different. Like it's not just like a memory, and it's not just a feeling. It's like everything.
What do you think about it? Like,
I don't know, man. I kind of get it, but I
No,
kinda,
you wouldn't
I
be able
might
to get
not.
it.
I
You
might
wouldn't be
not.
able to get it unless you felt it before. And I don't know how to explain it, but it happened to me this morning. And it
How often does it happen to you?
maybe like a couple times a year, and like it totally throws me off. And it's different than like deja vu or like a dream that you had or something like that. It's not the same as that.
I have deja vu, but I don't know if I've had.
Imagine deja vu, but it happened, and you know it happened to you like
And you remember the
14 years ago.
specific moment and then everything
And
about the moment.
And it's such a vivid memory.
Yeah.
And for nothing. Like the reason why you have memories is like your brain documents it, and it's like, okay, like, yeah, this is important. Like, we're going to stash this, right? So why did I remember that? Just for me to remember it today? I don't know.
Do you have this? So Colby, I'm going to ask you, has this happened to you where this is similar somewhat, and I think it is weirder than what we were talking about, but do you have moments where you have like a weird flash of something, but it's something that has not happened, okay? It has never happened before, but it's like a weird flash you have, and it's something very vivid. Then years later, you experience that thing, and as soon as it happens, then you remember thinking about it, 10 or 15 years prior.
Yeah, that's like reverse deja vu.
Yes.
Is what I call it.
Yes. That is
Yeah.
something that like is an even weirder feeling, and like that's
It's like
I had that.
I feel like
happen like a
feel
couple
like-
days ago to me.
I feel like that's so Raven. Like when that happens. Did you guys ever watch that show?
No.
It was on Disney Channel in like the early 2000s.
Disney Plus.
No, regular Disney.
It's probably on Disney
It's
Plus
probably
now,
Disney
right?
Plus.
I doubt it.
But I
mean,
think
that's
describing it as like
that's
reverse.
That's like premonition.
Yeah, it's almost like you just like have a vision, but it's never like I don't know.
It's like the world's lamest superpower.
well, it's not a
don't know, like, 'cause
superpower,
like, I-
but it's. I mean, it's something that feels really weird because
Feels abnormal.
yes, because so the other day I was reading this book, okay, in bed, and there was a series of sentences that like the series of sentences in
You've read
that
them
certain
before.
sequence were the thing that I remember thinking, what is this? Like, what is this thing?
You've read them before, but out of context.
No,
and it
I
didn't
didn't
make
read them before. I thought of them before and
Okay.
like felt them before. And then a couple days ago, I read them. But as I was just reading, I'm just reading the book. But then I get to this portion and then I start feeling really weird. I'm like, why do I feel weird? And then that's when I remember, oh yeah, I remember thinking about this moment, this section, like these details in the past. And I remember that moment of thinking about these details.
And
Like
what makes
that
it
is what
so-
that's when I start to think, okay, something is not quite
it's
right
weird.
with
No, no, no.
reality.
No. Dude, that's I totally understand what you're saying. And what makes it so weird is how vivid the details
How
are. Like,
vivid and
stuff,
how like
stuff that you can't just make up.
yeah, it took me out of the book right away, and I was like, I can't believe that this happened because I thought that this was going to happen at some point, but I forgot about it,
Yes.
and now I'm remembering that this was
And now
going
you're
to
living
happen.
out.
And
Now you're living out your
yes.
thought.
Yes,
Is it in a fiction book or a nonfiction?
it was a
Like,
fiction.
So you just predicted what was going to happen in the plot? Like,
No.
No, it was like vivid sentences, like details in the sentences.
Landon thinks you read like half the book and like figured out the rest. like, no,
you guys
I
are saying some weird stuff.
like, and I can tell by your guys' facial expressions like you've never experienced it before, and that's fine.
It's like you guys are special or something. Like it's like on like a higher plane of like thinking.
Well, I like see,
They're
and,
X-Men.
see, then I tried to like
We're
just
Homo sapiens plus.
see. Then I try to justify it in my brain, like, well, what's happening then? Is there some weird thing firing that, like,
You're
I
dying.
think
Dying.
I remember
A brain aneurysm,
this
maybe?
thing back in time that happened, but then I'm like, no, I remember the moment back in time years ago when I felt like I was going to experience this moment right now. Mm-hmm. And it's too vivid that it's like I have a hard time trying
And I don't
to
know-
So wait,
explain it on
And
any
I think
type
I'm
of
doing-
regular
I think I'm doing a
level.
bad job explaining that it's
So
not
you're-
just a feeling or a memory. It's a culmination of everything that just happened is the same.
So you're
as it was.
remembering like 10 years ago on a specific day, a specific time, what you're doing. In that time, when you were 10 years younger, you think 10 years from now, I'm going to be here doing this at this time, doing this stuff, and I'm going to be feeling this and blah, 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 blah. Is that what you're saying?
Sort of.
Kind of.
Yeah, you guys are crazy.
But it's not always like that. It's not always like today, like 7 years ago, I didn't think I'd be in the Starbucks drive-thru on a random Saturday morning.
So your powers aren't as powerful as you're claiming.
Have you experienced
What?
like real deja vu though? Like you do something and it's like it's too weird that it's like, no, I remember this happening.
Oh, I've had I've
Okay,
had
so
deja vu.
it's like
I hate
deja
it. I
vu,
hate it.
but the first thing didn't actually happen. You just thought about it happening and occurring, like vividly. That's what Colby and I are
like,
describing.
yeah, deja vu is like you've done that before. You know what I mean?
I mean,
But you can't-
maybe you haven't.
but you can't quite place it.
But you
Yes.
can't quite place it. And this time you can place it, but you've never done it.
It's really, really weird. It's really weird.
Right.
It
I'm
makes
not
you
sure if
feel like something is
imagine-
not right in
Imagine
reality.
you experience deja vu, and you're like, but
Maybe
this
I've tried to
time,
block this stuff out of my. Maybe it has happened. I've tried to like.
but this time, I don't know. Like you've had deja vu, but this time you're like, oh, I remember. I thought about this like years ago, weeks ago, months ago, but it hasn't happened. I just thought about it, and now everything that I thought about is exactly the same as the way.
Yes. Like the exact same is the thing that's important. It's not like, oh, in the past I thought I might go to McDonald's someday, and then like in the future I went to McDonald's at some point.
Are you guys trying to like pitch a movie to Christopher Nolan or something?
No, and I think this is a thing. I don't know what the actual term is. Like, there's no way Colby and I are the
I'm not
only
saying
two.
it's not a thing.
I just call it reverse deja vu.
Reverse deja vu is kind of what comes to my mind too.
So it's instead of thinking you've done it before, you thought of it before you did it.
Yes. And for me, it's usually like years ago.
Yeah.
It's never like
for me
close.
Yeah, for me, I was 7 this morning when I like thought back to that. I was 7 years old. That's 14 years.
But you didn't
Of
think
a
of you didn't
dormant
think of
memory
But
in
you
my
didn't think of the thing.
No. Well, that's because Colby's thing is different than what we were. We talked about two weird, different,
Yeah.
Okay.
kind of things.
So you're just taking two separate events, two separate things you were doing triggered the same emotions and feelings years apart and seem linked together. Like, so your memory of you in the drive-through links to your memory of you coloring or whatever in the 7th when you're 7.
I was not coloring.
Whatever you
just
your
whatever.
classroom, whatever you were doing, those two memories are linked,
Yes.
and the feelings
Somehow.
and emotions you had were linked.
Everything. But then, and that's different than
Than the reverse. Like,
yeah. This is like I
I
understand.
I have weird things happen in my brain, but like I think you guys might. Be
I understand it's confusing, and if you've never experienced it before, it sounds crazy.
If you've
I understand
experienced
that.
this before, please write into us so we can talk about it.
This is something I'm afraid to tell my therapist. Otherwise, she'll lock me up.
Otherwise,
Riley
she'll
would never
disappear
do that.
because then I realized she was a figment of my imagination.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like as crazy as what you're saying, like your experience that you had. I feel like certain things that happen throughout the day can lead to like similar feelings and emotions that you've had before.
It's not similar feelings and emotions. It's exact feelings and emotions.
Okay, whatever you want to say. I don't think that that's like.
Then you've never experienced.
Then you've never experienced this.
I have.
No, I understand what you're saying. Like,
Do you?
yeah, because I have it to like a lesser degree too. I guess like on a daily
You call me lesser.
basis. In this instance,
Minus.
yeah.
Plus, man. I don't know. To me, that's it's cool, but I don't think it's like.
it's like your brain misfiring.
I don't think.
Well, that's what makes me think. It's like there's something wrong in the brain that's happening that's trying to like piece something together that doesn't make sense.
And one time, actually, Landon, I've tried to explain this to you before, and I didn't know that Dave has experienced this, because at one point, and I didn't know what it was. I was like, well, maybe like I've lived this out in a dream, and this is where I like got weird and out of control. It was like what if like dreams are just like your consciousness going to like a different reality, right? Like that would be like a cool idea for like a show or a book or something, because that sounds like, you know what I mean, like, but
It's Inception.
is it?
Well,
Your dreams
kind
are a
of,
different
but-
reality. That's kind of what it is.
But there's still dreams in Inception.
Or the Matrix.
I think, Colby,
or,
you're talking
know,
more like it's an actual real reality, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is real? How do you define real?
I've had.
If real is something you can touch and taste, then real is simple.
Hold on, I don't want to talk like
That wasn't Dumbledore.
you just said like what is real, dude. I had a flashback to Taste
Gosh,
of India.
I'm so sick.
Oh, that guy.
The guy, which what
Nothing. Go ahead.
Did you not listen to our last episode?
has it been released?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's
Go ahead.
About what?
No,
Your story.
No, keep going on with the story.
the taste of India.
Oh, I just remembered that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, because you weren't there
That's
on the
all there
show
was
when
to
we
it.
talked about it.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, they talked about him last week. Do you remember what the name of the thing that his psychology? Because Landon and Will could not
It
remember
was
it.
industrial.
Oh, I googled it because I needed to know the name of it. It was hold on, I'll tell you here in a second.
Okay, good, because
Keep talking.
they said it was industrial psychology or something, and I tried to look that up and I couldn't find anything that was crazy.
The word industrial was something industrial.
I looked industrial psychology and industrial psychosis because those are the two things that I think Will said.
I thought it was cognitive. It was industrial and organizational psychology.
I really hope that guy was on drugs. He wasn't like,
Dude, I felt like he knew more than us. Did you get that feeling?
yeah. Like that. Like it was like life was kind of funny because like
Yeah, like he was like
He was
like
unplugged.
laughing. He's like, what is real? And like,
when we left and he said, "See you guys soon."
yeah,
I was
he was like,
oh
see you guys soon. And I
Landon's
was
like, hey,
I
I
was
remember this from when I was 7.
I was like, man, I sure hope not.
I walked out and I was like immediately like swearing. I'm like, "What the bleep was that? Get that out of here, man!" Like, I did not. That was not a good experience. That guy was creepy.
He scares.
I have sometimes where like I will have dreams that are like way too detailed, like it feels like a whole nother life going on. Like, or like I'll have like thoughts, like sometimes that seem like I lose them though really quickly, like where they're super detailed, like I thought I had something planned for something. Like I don't know, I can't explain it, but it's just weird dream stuff.
No, I
or like
understand.
you zone out for a minute and like it feels like something's just on like the very back of my brain, like something I'm forgetting. Like I'm forgetting something that's like super important.
Yeah.
That I should know.
Yeah.
It's not there.
Real quick, I just looked at like a quick Wikipedia definition of industrial and organizational psychology, and it is the applied discipline within psychology. It's the science of human behavior as it pertains to the workplace. Now,
Wait, how does this have anything to do with what the guy was saying then?
I
The
don't-
guy
I
must have
feel
been on
like
drugs then, right?
I feel
Please.
Was the restaurant downtown?
no,
No.
He probably wasn't on drugs then.
no, but he was talking about our like behavior and mannerisms because like we like tensed up, dude. I feel like he was commenting on us.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't, dude. Can we?
Landon's like, man, I haven't thought about him for a couple days. Can we?
Yeah,
Move on.
Yeah.
He didn't say what plane of existence he'd see you.
Yeah,
again.
maybe
did
he'll
he?
see you in the dreams.
Dude, stop.
Could be.
I don't know how much sense all of that made, and it doesn't seem like Landon and Mick like
I don't
really
think I
quite
probably
grasped
either.
the idea, which is fine because like I don't think you can until you experience it. So maybe that doesn't even make sense
Don't
to any
tell
of our
me
listeners.
what I can't do.
But hopefully there's at least like a couple people listening who understand that.
One of our like listeners, like our like viewership, essentially just like drops to like everybody stops listening.
They think Colby and I are crazy.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I think that'll do it for the episode.
Did we listen to the episode, or did we listen to the episode 20 years ago and knew that we were going to record?
Will we ever know? I don't know. Ask your therapist.
Well, thanks for listening.
Anyway, goodbye now.
Talk to you next
Goodbye.
week.
Bye.
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 Wow, man, you and Dave are crazy.
No,
Nut jobs.
You wanted to call me though.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Hotkeys podcast. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Castbox, YouTube, and other podcasting platforms. Visit our website, www.hotkeyspodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at Hotkeys Podcast and join our Facebook group at facebook.com/HKHotkeys. Please like and review us and subscribe to the show on whichever platforms you use. Finally, you can contact us via email at hosts@hotkeyspodcast.com.